Hello everyone, welcome back to the lecture series of genetic algorithm. So in last few lectures we have seen what is binary coded genetic algorithm, how it's work and how we can solve any problem with the help of it. In today's lecture we are going to discuss about its pseudocode and drawbacks. So as we know, to solve any problem first we have to define certain things we have to define what is my fitness function, its lower and upper bound for decision variable. All of these we are going to get from problem itself. Then we need to decide what will be my population size that we are going to employ, and a termination criteria, or usually it is the number of iteration. Then n is the bit with which we are going to represent our variable. Okay, for simplicity here we are giving n, but each variable can have different weights, like x1 can have weight of 5 bits or x2 can have a weight of 10 bits. Okay, that totally up to user in which way it's going to define its variable. Then we are going to define what are probability of crossover and probability of mutation. Okay, so first step is to initialize a random population of binary string. Okay, so we have seen the size of population matrix will be number of population. As an example we were taking 4, then bit size was 4 and our decision variable was 2, so it was 4 into 8 matrix. Okay, so that's how you are going to initialize your population. Then we need to evaluate the fitness function for given population. So for each population we are going to evaluate it fitness function, and as we know we can't directly evaluate the fitness. For that we have to convert binary string into decoded value, and from decoded value we need to determine the actual value, and then we will plug it into fitness function and we obtain the fitness value. Okay, after that we are going to operate an iteration loop. Okay, so iteration loop, here we are going to perform it for t times, as we have defined that our program should run for t iterations. So here we are going to run a for loop for t iteration. Okay, then we need to perform a tournament selection. In tournament selection we have two members, we have competition between them, and the winner will move into mating pool, or it will be parent for my further calculation. So as we have discussed, we took k equals to 2, so k can be any number, right? So once we have that mating pool, we need to do np into 2 crossover. After getting mating pool, after selection we got mating pool, then we will perform crossover. So as we know, np by 2 crossovers. Why np by 2 crossover? We have seen that we select 2 parents, and 2 parents will, suppose we are having 2 parents of 8 strings. Okay, and crossover site we have randomly selected 3. This we have discussed already. So its tail of both the parents will get interchanged and it will produce a new offspring. So in this case we need to choose 2 parents, not population member. We have to select the parents from mating pool, right? Parent which we obtain at the end of tournament selection, which are in your mating pool, and then we need to generate a random number for this case and check it with our probability of crossover. If it's less than that, then we will perform crossover, otherwise what if it's less than, we are going to select the crossover site and then we will perform single point crossover. Else what we are going to do is we are going to copy the parents as it is in our offspring. Okay, now after that we will move towards mutation process. Okay, so again we are going to perform for loop iteration. Okay, for NP time we are going to perform it, because as we know now how many offspring we are having NP offsprings after crossover. Okay, so now what we will do is we will perform mutation on each offspring. So what we need to generate is we need to generate n into d. Suppose 4 we are using for each variable, 4 bits and 2 variables are there, so 8 random numbers we have to generate in between 0 to 1. Okay, and then we need to check if a particular random number is less than mutation probability. If it's less than, then that particular bit we will interchange. If it's 1 we will make it 0, and if 0 we will make it 1 if my mutation probability is less than greater than random number. Okay, once we have performed bitwise mutation, then we have all the offspring, so we will now evaluate fitness function of offspring. So again, fitness function can't be directly used. To determine the fitness function we need to convert them into decimal or decoded value, and then we will convert into actual value, and then we will calculate it fitness function. Okay, so for that we have already discussed how we are going to do that, how we can convert decoded value into actual value. Once we are done with that, then we combine all the populations and offspring, and then we are going to perform mu by lambda strategy. Okay, in that we are going to select, if as we have discussed, if we are having NP population, from that we have generated NP offspring, so total 2 NP solutions we are having. So by mu by lambda method we are going to get NP new solution for next iteration. Okay, and then we will repeat this process till our terminate criteria has been achieved. Okay, so that's how we are going to solve any binary coded genetic algorithm. There are different methods of solving any binary GA depending upon what method you are using for selection process, what crossover method you are using or mutation method are using. So this pseudocode is basically for the code which we have, or the working which we have understanding during these lecture series. Okay, so now we are going to discuss what are the drawback of binary coded GA. So binary coded GA basically makes the search space as discrete. So let us say we are having two variable x1 and x2 which are having their value in between 0 and 5, both of them. So this basically is a continuous search space, but binary coded GA convert into discrete because it will work with binary string. Okay, so that's how we have a limited solution in binary GA. Next thing is it can't achieve any arbitrary precision. So the precision is governed by this expression which we have seen earlier also. So if you want to increase the precision, we have to increase the size of bit length, right? So if we increase the bit length, then the dimension of problem is also increased. Like the dimension sense of our objective problem might have only 2 variable, but because you are choosing to represent it by a larger string, the size of population, the number of column in population would go up. Okay, so that increase the commutation load. So that is the problem with binary GA. Okay, so suppose if you are having n bits you are using for your decision variable, then 2n different values are possible between lower and upper bound of variable. Okay, so this is how it's converting continuous into discrete. Then to increase the precision, n has to increase, the bit length of your solution has to increase. Increase in n result in larger dimension and population size. Then the last drawback is humming clips. So let us say we are at a solution 15. Okay, let us say we are at 15 solution which is having this code 0 1 1 1 1. Okay, and let us say corresponding to this 15, the decoded value of this is actually 15. So you can calculate that, right? So from 15 I want to move to 16. So if you think about it, in a real space they are close, right? Whereas for this solution to become this solution, like 0 1 1 1 1 to 1 0 0 0 0. So to convert this solution into this, right? So this is the solution which is having a decoded value 16, this is having 50. So the solution to turn out to this solution, it has to need to happen a change in all the 5 strings, right? Only then solution which is 15 can actually comes to solution which is representing 16. So this is very difficult to happen. If this has to happen in mutation, then we have to expecting all the 5 random number chosen for all these elements to be actually less than mutation probability. Only then this can converted into this. So you are relying on crossover operator, then wherein you get to such solution for which if you do a crossover will end up to get this solution, right? So point which are even closer by it may be difficult for binary to move from one point to another point, from A point to B point, despite the fact that they are actually closer in real space, but they are not closer in binary space. So at least because of the operator that we employ, so that is the drawback of binary coded GA. Okay, so that's all we are going to study about binary coded GA, and that's all for today's lecture. Thank you.